Happy birthday, everybody. Today is July 29th. Today, we are marking the anniversary of the Tipperary Revolt in Ireland, where nationalists went against British rule to attempt to free themselves from British rule.
Oi, why are you disrespecting me, bro?
Unsuccessfully, I might add, because this was during the Great Famine in Ireland in 1848. So they probably lost because, they weren't hitting their macros. There was no food. There was no food.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology.
What's up, everybody? My name is Stephen Watts Jr. And today, if anything aside from one of the many unsuccessful revolts in Ireland against the British monarchy wasn't the reason that July 29th is marked on your calendars, then you're disgusting. And I hate you. Now, the reason I know is I don't want there to be any I just think it's something that we should have to shed light on. There's something that's going on. Okay, LilTay is back in the news again. Not back in the news, but is there's rumblings, there's things going on, and we're gonna get into the second part of this video where we're gonna see exactly what's happened. But I haven't looked. It's just July 29th. It's officially LilTay's 18th birthday, according to LilTay, but it's very hard to trust things that she says, as sometimes she's dead, sometimes she's rich, sometimes she makes music. There's a lot going on with LilTay. But anyways, to get started, so LilTay has always been in the social media limelight for a long time, starting off when apparently her mom using her to sell real estate or something like that. I don't remember, but her mother was a real estate agent and would take her on rides on fancy cars and in big houses, and basically would kind of feed LilTay this script of, hey, you're rich and famous, act rich and famous for an 11-year-old or whatever she was, but very significantly underage, right? There's a very obvious string of abuse going on. There's very obvious string of emotional manipulation that a parent it'd be strange for a parent to take that on and to put that on a child of such a young age. Same could be said about child actors, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about them today. But LilTay has been in the limelight for quite a while, and a lot of people growing up would know her. A lot of people who, at least under the mid-20s and even younger, would recognize her from TikTok, from even earlier Snapchat, from Instagram, from Facebook, where she would go on these flex tirades of, I'm flaunting money and I'm in cars, I'm doing all these things. It went dead silent. LilTay was off of all the socials for a number of years. So we started hearing from multiple outlets that LilTay has passed away. And this apparently it came from her brother, who had now started to roll the drum or start to beat the drum on LilTay's influence again, reporting that she had passed away in a car accident or of some kind. This to be pretty quickly debunked by LilTay, making an announcement, going back on social media.
Go like this and do a split.
Coming back for the world to see. LilTay has returned, and successfully, I might add, outside of her parental rule, unlike the Tipperary Revolt that was unsuccessful. LilTay has broken out of the rulership or dominion of all these people that have persecuted her and denied her freedom and took her potatoes away. So she's finally out and free to kind of make the content she wants to make. Starts making some videos here and there and some content regarding what has happened. Comes out with a banger of a video. That's where we've sat all the way up until I'd say 2023. We've sat on that. We've witnessed her go from a denied child of love and positive influence, taken advantage of, manipulated, to a slightly less manipulated, more, I would say, mature. where she's reflecting on the things that she's experienced and actually having a sense of agency about what she's experienced and how she feels about what she's gone through. All the way up until recently, where I saw that was suggested to me on a For You page or Discover chat. I'm just doom scrolling like crazy, and LilTay pops up again. Now, I was hoping, the only reason I'm making this video, the reason that this all thing started is that, and this was on the 27th that I seen this, so it was 2 days ago. I thought LilTay was dropping another banger music video. That's what I wanted to make a video on. I was like, man, she's about to drop some fresh, clean, flex on the haters. You guys are broke. I'm super rich music. And I was here for it. I was excited. I was ready to see what the reviews were. I was ready to fully dive in and just take off on that aspect of the content that I'd really like to be making. I was served this, should I drop the link? Should the link be dropped on my 18th birthday? Now, you all need Jesus, because she has so many followers. Give me 1 second. So LilTay, with over 8 million followers across all platforms, but the bulk and the majority of them being on Instagram. And we all know how Instagram is.
It's not going to happen.
What is this guy in chat? Call me the Twin Towers the way her...
It's literally just one step shy of X or Twitter as when it comes to the link. 5.7 million followers on Instagram. Now, I had to do some research and I had to see how many of these followers are disgusting. And by disgusting, I mean men. How many of them are men? And now I couldn't find exact numbers aside from just counting if I had to, which I'm not going to. I'm not going to count 5.7 million followers. But according to some real in-depth research, and by real in-depth research, I mean I asked ChatGPT, Grok, and I asked Gemini. And Grok gave me the most comprehensive response. And what Grok had said is that on the majority, the following is actually who you would expect to be interested in LilTay's message, aside from the previous message about the link. But in LilTay's message about her struggle and about the things that people kind of put on her as being a young person who was in the limelight, or a young person who was a mogul of content, and then now still a young person who is now trying to find their way into a landscape that's the only way they know how to make money, or the only way they relatively know how to garner influence and attention, which is to create content. The point that I wanted to find on this was like, is she going to be okay? Like, is she feeling pressured financially to create the link, just because of maybe financial issues or financial trouble? She does have 5.7 million followers on Instagram, a number of between 3 to 4 million followers on other platforms. You would think that there'd be a method or a way for her to monetize that. But if that is something that she's not encountering, then unfortunately, in these times, that is something that young ladies, mainly young ladies, I'm not saying men don't have them. I'm sure there's plenty of dudes out there who got the link. Well, this is the only way I could take charge for myself and actually put myself in the driver's seat of making money. Similar to my Sophie Rain video, where her identity is almost separate from the way that she makes money. She's like, well, I am not a OF creator. I am just happen to make money on OF, and then I am also a Christian, right? Like she almost separates those worlds, but then collides them together by saying that God respects what she does because it's her job or whatever. Crazy, wild, stupid, hilarious, all that stuff. Similar to when Bad Baby kind of did it. Bad Baby took the opposite direction of where most individuals have kind of taking it, or like, for example, with Millie Bobby Brown, Millie Bobby Brown, who the audience was doing a similar thing that we see with LilTay's audience. There's a poll up on LilTay's Instagram. The poll says, should these men stop? And then the poll options go, yes, they need to be in prison. And then the other option is, no, they can do what they want. Now, I don't think that LilTay would place these two options as if she's favoring the fact that, well, these men are gross and that's nasty, in the vein of Millie Bobby Brown did, where she never encouraged or never infantilized herself and never gave that community any play when it came to when she crossed the border into adulthood and became an 18-year-old. And there was a large community of basically incels and porn addicts incels and corn addicts who basically release the list. Make the link. Do it now. Do the roar. The opposite approach, which is Bad Baby, who says, similar to LilTay in a lot of ways, where as a young lady goes on Dr. Phil's show and being kind of manipulated in a way and kind of put on display for everybody to see. I remember being in high school and everybody's saying, catch me outside, how about that? Like, everybody's saying that, and obviously we're kids at the time, or we're teenagers at the time, not understanding. In the same way LilTay has her audience, we were the audience of Bad Baby, where we're the same age as her, right? Like, we're 15-year-olds, she's 14 to 16 years old, where all this stuff is happening with her, or sorry, from 13 to 15, where all these things are happening to her. Life is getting in the fast lane because people are starting to recognize her and starting to repeat the things that she says. And there's something in her brain chemistry that's happening. Bro, dude, I'm about to crash out. Bad Baby is almost a mirror reflection of LilTay's experience, where as Bad Baby again was a perceived mental and not physical but mental and emotional abuse, and then thrusting that abuse or thrusting that immaturity that she needed development and that she needed people to maybe save her from her mom. It seems like there was not a really good relationship there. Maybe there was professionals that needed to intervene, not Dr. Phil, not Dr. Phil. And then thrusting her into the limelight, and then her taking a similar trajectory, right? Bad Baby going from internet celebrity, meme celebrity, to music artist, to rap artist, to then crossing over into 18 years old, becoming a OF artist or an OF creator, and then now kind of just crashing out and spiraling in general because she's trying to fight Michelle Obama? Or no, who is she trying to fight? Travis Barker's daughter, I think. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like stories from the Waffle House is what it feels like at this point. LilTay is taking a similar trajectory where she's been an online mogul or been an online presence, right, due to adults in her life taking an expressed interest in her peculiarities or in the fact that she is somebody who's seeking attention because she comes from a bad socioeconomic or a bad family background, and then becomes a meme, becomes basically a joke on the internet, similar to Bad Baby. Not that they're laughing at her, but because of the nature of her content or the nature of how she became famous, becomes a meme like Bad Baby. Gets involved in music, drops a banger video, drops a banger music. I can't express how great LilTay's music is. Number one on the charts. When I used to listen to more secular music, it's funny. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me because I like Bad Baby's initial music too. I didn't think it was like Gucci flip flops, hit you with the socks. It's a big watch. Diamonds are on the clock or something. That's bars, dude. It's now a call to action. It's now time to grow up. It's time to be mature. I think that there's still a world where LilTay can be a content creator, can be somebody involved in creativity and be involved in the music industry. Maybe not too involved in the music industry because we just got off this trial for somebody in the music industry. I won't say his name.
You can call me Love.
And I think that there's still room for her to have a career, obviously not as immediately lucrative as it would be not because I'm saying because I think so, but because of the facts. There's so many men out there who are disgusting. There's so many men out there who are just waiting for the minute, for today, for right now, for as we record this video, July 29th, the day of her 18th birthday. And the biggest reveal that I was waiting to go to, the thing I was waiting to see, and I wasn't waiting. This is a hard video to make. this is a really hard video to make. I'm not trying to shine light. I'm just trying to shine light on the situation, and so people can know, so people can maybe and it sounds like, based on the research, based on the things that I've seen when it comes to researching LilTay's audience, it seems like the bulk of her audience are young ladies, are girls in the exact same position that she is in, or in the exact same threshold of maturity, having to go from growing up as iPad kids or whatever, or seeing LilTay and be like, dang, that's the life to live, to seeing her create music and be like, man, it's hard to make music. Like, man, like, what if those are the dreams I had? Are people gonna meme me that hard? Like, are people just gonna make jokes about me and meme me and make 1,000 YouTube videos about me? All my morals, or all my, and not even moral, I don't think morals have to play a key in that, especially because if you don't have Christ in your life, it's like you don't have any morals to compare things to. All you have is the law of the land, and the law of the land says that kind of content, that kind of account is legal. You can legally do that. So what do morals come with it? I'd say that you sacrifice options. If you don't have Christ in your life, you sacrifice options to keep that part of your life private, options to say that, you know, you have a certain level of standard as what you won't do, right? Options to say that you can continue in traditional media if that's what you want to do, or continue in a traditional job and not have to worry about that coming up as something where somebody might not hire you, or might not want to do business with you, or might not want to get in a relationship with you because you've participated in that culture. Because I think 100% of people who have an opinion about having that link or having that kind of account are 100% okay with dating people who don't, and have an opinion about dating people who, or being with people, or having relationships or friendships with people who do. So you're 100% more likely to have more options open when it comes to relationships, not having the account. Really, the only point of really making this video is to draw that attention, draw that back to light of what's going on. So maybe by some miracle, by some chance, maybe if you're somebody who is one of the many, many young females who is watching and following LilTay's journey, you'll recognize a pattern that has happened time and time again, where you feel oh shoot, I'm not even gonna do the math. I'm not even gonna do the math. I'm not even gonna do the math. So the last update from LilTay was yesterday at 2 p.m. Maybe she's just not awake yet. It's 8 a.m. where I am at. Last update was at 2 p.m. yesterday. So maybe, you know, she just hasn't woken up yet. I'm not too sure. So before I wrap up this video, there has been an update. LilTay has just dropped the link apparently on her Telegram. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Telegram. I don't plan on downloading it. I don't think it's a space that I should put myself on, especially if that's what it's really used for. But the story should break on X by probably tomorrow. So I guess tune in on X tomorrow, or I'll probably have an update in shorts from there. But as for me, that's it. Yeah, I guess it's really real, unless there's just a link to like a Spotify playlist where she dropped a song. I highly doubt, but it looks like it's real. We're gonna find out. We're gonna know right before this ending if that happened. I'll check in throughout the day. Aside from that, that's everything for me. That's everything I have for you guys. I gotta go. I'm in trouble. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're at 23 subscribers right now, and that's okay. That's okay. I know how this works. I know how YouTube goes. Let's get to 1,000, guys. I want to get to 1,000 before the end of the year, before Christmas. If you guys can help us out with that, let me know in the comments what you want to see, or let me know in the comments, you know, what I could change, what I could do better. And I really want to make this for you guys. I really want to make things that I like to make, things that I want to talk about. And that only happens with the more freedom I'm able to have, is the more of you guys that follow. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.